he will sack himself. I don't think it's down to calling the manager out. He will sack himself because I think for me, his stubbornness will get him there. The fact that again for me, it's clear as daylight when people cannot argue with you. Ten Hag has favourites, and Ten Hag is stubborn. So I everyone can all agree on that one. So for me, if he doesn't change that and logically sees right, that player should come off, that player should play there, we should play like this, and we should. That is on him. And this is where, for me, I'm giving him that time to rectify it.
And he needs to be removed for that alone. I said it. As soon as he gave Bruno the armband, he needs to be removed. I don't care, bro. It shows poor judgment on his part. The manager's made loads of terrible decisions. You brought in Eriksen. You still haven't played Eriksen in the number 10, bro. He's better than Bruno there. You're not playing him there. Also, we ain't got legs to play this transition football. So why did you bring him in for transition ball? Why did you bring in Anthony for transition ball? Why did you spend that money on Mason Mount? Why did you do these things? Why didn't you go and get another centre-back? Why didn't you force Harry Maguire out so we could get another centre-back? There's so many things, There's so many things that he didn't do. He's so indecisive, bro. They can say, oh, he wasn't backed, bro. He was backed. Because when you look at all the players that he's brought in, he knew them. These are his players. These are not club signings, bro. It would have been completely different. It would have been completely different. Like under Van Gaal, when he was saying, he had a list of like 3-4 players and he got his third choice sometimes and stuff. Bro, these are all players he's played with or he's seen play or he's wanted. Even Malacia, he wanted to sign Malacia for Ajax, bruv. Like these signings are signings that he was completely backed on, bro. We went over the odds for Anthony because he wanted Anthony. We went over the odds for Mason Mount because he wanted Mason Mount. These are signings he wanted. So he gets no leeway from me. None. Do you know what I mean? The first season of football is for you to kind of establish a way of playing and build a foundation. And then the second season is to kick on. He's taken us backwards with spending money, getting rid of players he never needed to get rid of. If you told me we were going to bring in Mason Mount, or keep Sabitzer, I'm keeping Sabitzer, bro. Bro, you got rid of Sabitzer and Fred, bro. No, and you brought in Mason Mount. Crazy.
I hear you, but then do we not need to have a manager who then has his own philosophy and has his own kind of group of players, though?
But he's not using his philosophy, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know 100%. That's why I agree with that.
I don't even know what it is because people have said, "Oh, he's playing transition ball or we're playing counter."
It's not transition football, man.
I don't see. That's exactly what I was gonna say, Saeed, because I seen one of the comments and people were like, "Oh, he's playing pragmatic." When you're one thing, when you're pragmatic is you're organized and tough to beat. And we was that last season. This season, for whatever reason, actually, I know the reasons. It's because Martinez and Casemiro are not playing. They're off form, and Varane's not there. That's what it is. And we was like that very much last season. Because he's not spent well in this window so far, Amrabat not being in, Højlund, we still relying on the same players to play well. That's what it was last season. When Varane, Martinez, Casemiro, and Rashford were unavailable or not playing well, we struggled. What's been the conversation since the Brighton game already? How bad Rashford was. If Rashford plays well in that game and makes the correct decisions, we probably win that game.
Probably win it, yeah.
Then that's waiting for a lottery. That ain't gonna happen.
No, it's not a question of waiting for a lot. That's not the point I'm making, though, Saeed. The point that I'm making is we're still relying on the same guys. We're relying on the same four players to perform well. If Casemiro and Martinez continue their form from last season and are playing well, we probably don't lose these games and look like this. But when they don't play well, we struggle because we don't have much outside of that four.
And why did we buy Onana, by the way? Why did we buy Onana, by the way? Can anyone tell me why we bought Onana?
Listen, be real with you, he brought him because he's good at playing out from the back. That's why he brought him, but we can't play out from the back anyway.
I've not seen anything like that, bro. I'm telling you now, we're facing more shots than we faced against what do you call it?
But that's because Ten Hag, the genius, decided to go away from the double pivot, and go for this man-for-man midfield, where we're trying to press people and win the ball, and we're getting cut through, blood. Our midfield, or lack of midfield, is the reason why we're facing more shots. Because the goalkeeper's not responsible for facing more shots. The goalkeeper is the last line of defense, bro. Like, the reason why he's facing more shots is because as a team, we are easier to play against than we were last season, bro. And that's on the manager. That ain't on the goalkeeper.
That's on the manager.
No, I'm not saying that.
Go on.
Go on, Flores.
Now, I was just gonna say the one game where we actually looked like solid and tough to beat and defend and weren't facing loads of shots was when we played the best team in Arsenal.
The Arsenal.
I look at it. He reverted back to last season. It was the same formation that we played last season with pretty much the same back four, the same midfield trio, and pretty much the same front three as well. And even though it wasn't good going forward, because we know what we lack going forward from a defensive standpoint, we didn't look too bad. How we play in Arsenal, who are one of the best teams away from home, and looking half decent and actually putting in a solid performance, but we play Wolves at home, we play Brighton at home and get cut open. What's going on? How do we look the best against the worst side? Make that make sense there. That is on the manager. That is on the manager. And I don't think Ten Hag is being pragmatic, people. I disagree with that. I don't think Ten Hag is being pragmatic. Because pragmatic you are, tough to beat, you're well organized, you're well structured. Yeah. We are not that.
That's another thing as well,
This
man.
is the biggest issue I have with Ten Hag. I don't see the vision. I don't see, whether I agree or disagree with the vision is not the conversation. I don't see what he's trying to do currently. That can change, people. All it takes is 3-4 games, but I don't see
that can change if he stop being stubborn. The thing is, for me, I think for me, his job, he will sack himself. I don't think it's down to calling the manager out. He will sack himself because I think for me, his stubbornness will get him there. The fact that, again, for me, it's clear as daylight. When people cannot argue with you. Ten Hag has favourites. And Ten Hag is stubborn. So everyone can all agree on that one. So for me, if he doesn't change that and logically sees, right, that player should come off, that player should play there, we should play like this, and that is on him. And this is where, for me, I'm giving him that time to rectify it. You know, for me, it's easy to call a manager out, but a manager still has to have time to struggle. And when he struggles and he understands, you know what, I got it wrong, then rectify it. Everyone can be like, you know what, fair play to him. He's understood that, and he's not been stubborn, and he's not been ignorant. That is where I'm looking for the manager now to say, right, because everyone's going to think right now, take out Casemiro, you bring Amrabat in, we'll get another midfield. I think it's the same. Because at the end of the day, we're getting outnumbered in midfield. One player is defending for that whole transition. All of a sudden, the defense, we're cutting wide open. How does that happen? You need protection. You need some plan, man.
So but all of that is on the manager, bro. Like, he knows Eriksen ain't got legs. So like, why are we playing like that? Like, it doesn't make no sense,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Saeed, I'm with you on that. I am giving him time. That's why I'm not saying here, even though I'm being critical of the manager, that's why I'm not sat here saying, oh, get him out, move him on. I'm going to give him
ample very chance critical.
And rightfully so. I'm giving him ample chance to turn it around. Like, okay, let's see what you can do. That's why I'm very interested. Obviously, you want a great result against Bayern, but I'm interested to see how he sets up. What's the person?
Yes.
What is the plan? Same with the Burnley game. Same with the next Champions League game, which I believe is Galatasaray at home. Same as well when we go back into the League Cup. Like, what do you do? Like, it already feels like you're under the microscope because you're Manchester United manager anyway, but it already feels like, you are walking the rope. So, yeah, man, we go see. And all it takes is a few good, like, if we draw and put in a good performance, I'm like, okay. And there's an actual plan, a way of buying, then I look at it and go, okay, you're learning. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to rectify your mistake. Just don't go and do the same thing. I need to see a plan. Even if the plan don't work, I need to see a clear plan. Like, this is what we're doing. And that's the biggest.
You know what the doing? So many players are out of form, man. It's quite staggering, man.
Obviously, I don't think they're out of form, Saeed. I just think that they're uncomfortable with what they're being asked to do.
You tell me how many players are on form. You tell me how many players are on form.
I don't even think.
Let him finish. Tell me one player's out on form.
Go on.
Bro, you're overestimating this form thing, Saeed, bro. Like,
no, I'm telling you,
bro, listen, let me land, bro. You're talking about on form, yeah? If the whole team's playing badly, yeah, how can you tell if a player's on form or not, bruv? You know that, you can't tell. Like, players, usually you tell players are on form, yeah, when the team's playing well, and you see who's doing what, bro. Like, forget form, blood. It's not form, blood, because form, is temporary, bro. We're looking crap every game, so man can't talk about form.
No.
He's not turning nothing around, bro.
No. But this is what I'm saying. You don't understand what I'm trying to say. Flawless said, I need to see a plan. And I said to him, and I think he said, he has to turn it around. But I said, he hasn't got the players to do that right now because most of them are not playing the way we're supposed to be playing. Casemiro,
but that's not on them, though. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not on them, bro. I get it's not on them,
but they're not playing at the required level as well.
I know, but you're talking about form. It's hard to play at the required level when everything else ain't at the required level, bro.
No, but I understand that's the greater issue. I get it. It's a greater issue. 100%.
You can't have one without the other side.
No, but there is. Listen, when you look at the players that we've got right now and the defending that's going on, I get it. Structurally, we are poor. And I think that's a bigger, greater point. But I also think in the short term, because you said it there, Flawless, the short term, gather around the results. I'm not going to lie to you. Too many players right now, A, their heads are dropped, and B, they're not playing at the required standard. For me, I love Lisandro Martinez, but the way he's diving in now to these tackles, his head's dropped. I don't know what's going on with him. And again, I'll back into the Kai's home.
Yeah,
Go
he's one. He's one who sorry to cut you off. That I agree with in terms of Martinez, where I can say he's in poor form. Casemiro, he's also in poor form. The rest of these players,
see, I don't agree that they're in poor form. I think that because they play in the spine of the team, they are being exposed more than everyone else. I don't think it's a form thing. I think they're being exposed because them man are there. They're literally our last lines of defense. Our number 6, and our centre back. Do you know what I mean? And because they're very aggressive players, and they're very proactive players, they're finding themselves having to run in and cover for other people and do these things. So they end up being the scapegoats. I don't think that they're in poor form. I think they're being exposed. That's what I think, bro. I don't think it's a form thing because Cass gets exposed while Bruno goes missing for the game.
Yeah. We know that they're not getting help. But even though it was better last season, we watched Casemiro and Martinez, even though they had more help last season.
But we played a different system last season, bro.
We played a
completely different.
No, it was slightly different, but still, like, for instance, the first goal, that's not Casemiro getting exposed. He's just not tracked Welbeck. That's on him. You know what I'm saying? Lindelof should do better at the near post. But this is where I don't agree, because I said that goal is very tough to criticize one player for the simple fact. I wouldn't. That's why I said two.
Because if you look at it, Casemiro is recovering, and Welbeck cuts behind him, and makes a very intelligent run into the box. Yeah. As the number 6, you ain't meant to track the striker there. You're not. You're meant to just get back in position just in case the ball falls back. McTominay was coming across. He arguably could have seen the run, and come across. But then also you look at the centre-backs and say, yo, one of the centre-backs, if you're sensing danger, the ball's getting pulled back into the box. So you have to anticipate that the ball's going to get pulled back. None of the centre-backs anticipated that the ball's going to get pulled back. So you could argue, that there was a triangle of 3 players and nobody reacted to the danger. No one.
That's why I didn't blame one player. Like I say, Lindelof should have done better at the near post because he's just dangled the leg out. He should do better. But to me, tracking runners is just basics. Yes, it was a smart run. I agree, it was a smart run from Welbeck. But Casemiro is more than intelligent enough and more than good enough, because I've seen him track runs.
He is, but as a number 6, it's not your job. It's not your job to track that runner, bro. It's not. And especially if you're defending zonally, like United have been defending, bro. As a number 6, you're just trying to get into the danger area.
No, you're trying to get into the danger area,
get cut back.
But I've seen Casemiro do that before, though. I've seen Casemiro. How many crosses and interceptions have we seen come across the Casemiro's there? That's what, because the reason why I'm being critical of Casemiro on that, because I know you can do it. Is it all on him that he's not performing to a high level? Of course not, because you're getting little to no help. I hear that,
but with my coach's hat on, all right, cool,
Yeah, go on.
Casemiro's tracking back, to get back into a good position, so if the ball gets cut back. Imagine he follows Welbeck into the box, and then the ball gets pulled back into the area he's supposed to be in, and then they score. Then he gets blamed for going with the
See that, and I think that would
so
be unfair.
Either way, it's you can't win, bro.
I think that would be unfair criticism, though. I will never criticize, because it's not like Welbeck. If Welbeck was going into a space and Lindelof or Martinez was there and there was 2 man on 1 man, then I'd be like, okay, you shouldn't have tracked him. But if you I wouldn't criticize a central midfielder or a DM for tracking a run into the box for Welbeck. Because like I said, I've seen Casemiro so many times, whether it's along the ground, aerially, both left and right, cut out so many passes. Like I said, is it all on him that he's not performing to a high level? Same with Martinez. No, it's not all on him, but the reason why I'm holding him accountable, because I know the level you are at, because even with a different system, I watched you last season play next to Eriksen, who we all know has his defensive deficiencies in terms of I watched you play with Bruno there as well.
But Eriksen played close to Casemiro last season. Now Casemiro's been isolated, bro. These men are going forward, and then on top of it, because Cass isn't a natural sitter, he still wants to get forward, and this is what the problem is, because he's not a natural sitter and he wants to get forward. If he does get forward, and then the play breaks down, then the midfield is wide open. You see him making emergency challenges, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because the balance of the midfield is not right, and that's on the manager. Because,
Yeah,
bro,
that is-
Casemiro's
that is
never
only
played as a lone six in his life. So why are you doing
So what
it
does
now?
he do now when Amrabat and Mount come in? Can we ask the
He
question?
has to
What's he
play
gonna do when-
Amrabat. He has to
You
play
play Amrabat
Amrabat
next
as
to
the
Casemiro.
6.
You play Amrabat next to Casemiro. You play them in the
I
pivot.
think you play
just
Amrabat next to Casemiro because he could do
you
that.
revert back
For
to
me,
type.
Amrabat is very, very good at ball carrying. He's very, very. One of his attributes here is to carry that ball. He's very,
Ball
very
carrying
precious.
is probably his best attribute. However,
Yes. So we
if
can
you look
play
at the
him in that
balance of this
6-8
team,
kind of role.
nah, but in the
Yeah.
balance of this team, you've got to play him behind Casemiro because you need
100%.
you need
No, I
Amrabat
get
to be
that.
the one picking up the ball. He needs to be the guy that's
Yes,
picking up the
I
ball
agree
off the
with that
centre
as well.
backs and not Casemiro. So you need to
Yep.
release Cas as an 8. Cas is gonna drop back anyway, but let Cas do the box to box.
And
You
that's
let
cool.
you let Amrabat do the screening and picking up the ball and driving forward, and that's how you balance this midfield out. But the lack of balance in this
No.
midfield is 100% down to the manager and nobody else. Why did you
Nah,
bring in
it's-
Mason
No, no,
Mount?
100%. He
Because
picks a
Mason
team.
Mount doesn't add anything
picks a
to this
team.
team that we didn't already had.
Hey.
It was like signing another Bruno, yeah, but with less goals and less assists, bro.
He's a
Do you know
worse
what I'm
version
saying?
of Bruno, and I
He
said
is.
all.
Bro, like
this.
the thing is, I don't think he's a
all summer
worse
long.
player than Bruno, but I think that they both don't offer anything, bro.
They do because they do the same thing. They both
do the same
spoilers.
job.
They're both off the ball. Like the big difference between them is the big difference between the two of them is Bruno has a rational confidence, whereas Mount don't. I mean, Mount does not have that. That's why Mount will go a game against Spurs and have 19 touches. How are you playing 70 to 80 minutes playing central midfield for Manchester United and you have 19 to 20 touches or whatever it was? Bruno will never
You know
have
what's
that
mad, though?
because he has a rational confidence. But yes, to me, you play Amrabat, Casemiro, Eriksen. That's the midfield trio you play.